My name is Steve Kiruri, and I'm a father to 3 children. I did my vasectomy in November 2012, and the reason for doing that is because I felt I had achieved the number of children I wanted, and I needed to take control of the future. So I did my own research. I Googled, and it happened that there was a clinic that was happening in Kisumu. So I flew to Kisumu, had the vasectomy, and flew back. I put myself in a situation where I was thinking, what if my wife passes away and I remarried and I don't, and when I remarry somebody wants children and I don't want any more children? What if I divorced? What if? So since I was sure that I had achieved the number of children I wanted, it wasn't a difficult decision to make. And now 10 years later, I'm glad that I did that. I have no regrets. My wife knew about my vasectomy 1 year after I had done it. Yeah, because I knew she would not approve of it. But I said it's me taking control of my own.
Was she angry?
Of course. She was very angry. Thought that now this is a ticket to promiscuity, to sleeping around. That is the only reason that I would do vasectomy. Interestingly, years later, I divorced, and I'm in a new relationship. But even as I got into the new relationship, it was clear that I'm not going to get any more children. And apart from getting any more children, I said if I ever want, I'll adopt. Apart from that, in my local community, I serve in the local community. I'm the chairperson of a local school. So I have too many children to take care of. And I'm happy about that, being able to give back to the community in that way. The lady I'm with, no, she didn't find it difficult because I put my cards on the table. This is who I am. This is what I am. And I'm looking for companionship. I'm not looking for children. Of course, there's that pressure. Do you know, if you don't get a child with this man, they will leave you. If you get a child, the family will not embrace you. But she's been very well received by my family. When you go to social media, whether it was Facebook or even WhatsApp groups, and the subject of vasectomy comes out, and the people contributing have no idea about it, I found myself intervening and telling people, no, this is not right. And I would say now, if you want to know about vasectomy, talk to me, because I have undergone it. So it went progressively, and maybe I'm sharing in larger groups, whether it is Facebook, on my page. Yeah. So it became easy. I've not faced that stigma. Yeah. What I think happens, people do not speak. When somebody speaks about vasectomy, what people think is that probably you got into this deep hole, you cannot get out, and that is why you want everybody to come into the hole with you. Then when they are inside the hole, they can discover. Do you know, you can tell them, oh, well, too late. Yeah. But I found speaking, people engage in me one-on-one, and we talk about it. I've had 2 friends who came now when their wives are pregnant, maybe with the 4th, 5th, 6th kids. There's a time they come and say, whoa, now I need to take control. I cannot be able to go on this way.
My full name is Francis Nyakiogongat. We formed a group called Family Plan, Married Champions for Family Plan, and I became one of the group members. I was one of the champions, so I decided to go for vasectomy. I convinced my wife. It was not an easy exercise to convince, because every now and again she could tell me, "Now, see, you are going to be just like that. You could not be functioning. You will be impotent for life. How could you now? People regard you because they know you are useless. You are never. No, you have lost your manhood." Those are the things she used to be telling me. But I could tell her right on day by day. Through prayers, she accepted. I had some fear in me that if I could go for it, how could I be? Maybe I'll die after being done the operation, or after I've done the vasectomy. Perhaps I will not work. I will be having some disability. Maybe I'll be starting growing thin and thinner. I could not be having any energy. So that is what my fear was.
And then what helped you?
But through many counseling and many seminars that I entered in, those were the misconceptions that used to come. But now everything has never changed. Of course, I mentioned to my brothers and sisters. All of them were against. None was accepting. But because of my own decision, it was on my own. Most of them were telling me you could even be cast. Where I used to stay, there were some social workers who used to come around. They started now passing around, saying so and so has done vasectomy, and we need also to encourage other men to go. Even when I joined in to spread the message that, well, I've done it, some could not even talk to me. Some could even call me names. Now you are already. You can no longer join with men in social gatherings. I had some loneliness with me, but it did not affect me too much.
My name is Tony Hutia. I decided to go and do vasectomy in 2014. This is after I got my last born, who's the fourth child. We as men, we always take this thing about family planning to be a woman thing. Okay, I've seen how these contraceptives, these pills that they take, these different things that affect them. Okay, the issue that we talk about, their hormones and all that imbalance and everything else, that makes them very uncomfortable. So I decided, why not do it this time and lessen that burden for her. It was crazy. For me, I'd, of course, never really thought about it. You could hear it from afar about this thing, but you've never really thought about it to do. There was the fears of what always men talk about. It's like you're being castrated, you're never going to perform again, and all those things that were really are myths that are not true, that make you think that this is the last of you. So I have a friend of mine. He's the one who introduced me to vasectomy. He had already undergone it, and he was really upfront about it, and he could come and talk about it. So when I wanted to do it, I asked him. Then he even referred me to his doctor. Of course, the initial myths that were there, he could really tell me the truth about them and what people are afraid of. And then I had the opportunity of discussing with the doctor. So it was much easier when we had that conversation even with the doctor. So, and that's when I decided to go and dig deep into it and do it. This was my second marriage. We had already separated from the first one. Initially, I had the conversation. Before I went to do it, I discussed it with her, and I told her, this is what I am thinking. She says, really? You can do it? Because you always seen like this macho man, nobody would tell. And it's a topic for her. I don't think she even ever thought she would ever bring it up. So when I came up with it, she was like impressed and wondered, really? Are you serious? And maybe as usual, you think, hii ni mdomo tu anapiga, but it will never be implemented. But I was serious. So when I was telling her, I've actually booked for the surgery, I said, I never thought you would do it. I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. So for us, she supported and gave me the go ahead to go and do it. It's not like for ladies, probably you've done a CS and you understand the whole concept. For us, when they talk about surgery, you know it's a big cut that is being done. So you're wondering that area, what are they going to do and how big of a cut is it going to be? Then when he talks about it's just a prick, then you start getting comfortable, but of course you're not seeing. So, I mean, within a period of maybe a few days, 1 week it was all done. A few days is where you have a bit of discomfort, but you have some small painkillers. And then within a very short time, maximum, I can't even say it went to a week, maybe 5 days, it was all done, and you're okay. So within that time, it was done, and back to the circulation, if I would call it so. I mean, you're afraid, of course, even trying to do anything.
Dr. Charles Ochieng, a vasectomist and founder of Winam Safe Parenthood Initiative, went through the procedure in 2008.
I grew up in a polygamous family. My dad is a polygamous man with 2 wives and he has several children. Yeah, so I looked at the way he was struggling to raise so many kids and his 2 wives plus himself. Then from a very early age I said this is not the right path to follow, that a man should be able to take charge of his own reproductive health. My wife tried using so many methods of family planning. You know, they all had issues on her health. So at some point after we had 2 children, I said, enough is enough. Yeah, and I've never regretted. Now it's 15 years.
A vasectomy or male sterilization is considered one of the few fertility control methods that allows men to take personal responsibility for contraception. Vasectomy is done through a puncture in the scrotum where the doctor makes a small opening with forceps, cuts and seals the tube, known as vas deferens, which normally transports the human sperms. This ensures the sperms can no longer travel out of the testes to fertilize an ovum. The process is conducted under anesthesia.
This is the tube we were interested in, the vas deferens. So when you're doing vasectomy, we block it. We block the tube. So once you block it, you see now the sperms are still being produced, but they cannot flow to through the vas deferens. Yeah, but the man can still be able to ejaculate. Yeah, minus the 5% which is sperm. So the 95% of the seminal fluid comes from the seminal vesicles. These are just glands within the pelvis.
The latest method, known as the non-scalpel technique, is less invasive and may take a shorter time. In addition, it is associated with faster recovery and less likelihood of complications.
The procedure takes 10 to 15 minutes. And within this 10 to 15 minutes, we always try to distract them. We play for them some nice music. We talk stories. Yeah, we talk about sports, politics and stuff like that. And within a short time, the procedure is done. We don't put any stitch on the skin because the puncture hole is very tiny. Yeah? The man might not even be able to see it. And then you put a strap so that to compress it so that there's no bleeding. So that dressing, the man will remove it the following day. That very day he is not supposed to shower. He'll shower the following day. So for 2 days, the very day the procedure is done, and then the following day, we don't expect him to do a lot of physical activity. And we still want men to come back after 3 months for semi-analysis, just to ensure that they are sperm-free now.
The testes continue producing sperm which are not transported as usual, but rather are broken down and reabsorbed by the body.
Testes will not swell. Yeah. Some people think that it will swell like a balloon. No, they are just protein. It's just like women. You know, women produce eggs like every month, and it doesn't mean they get pregnant every month. Yeah, it's deep science, but with time we'll get to understand it as a nation. So after vasectomy, a man can still be able to enjoy sex normally. They can achieve orgasms. Yeah. The only difference now is that they can't impregnate a woman.
According to Kenya Obstetrical and Gynecological Society, only 1% of Kenyan men have undergone a vasectomy. This is despite national campaigns promoting free vasectomy services. Experts also say it has more advantages than female sterilization, but these advantages have had little sway on the minds of Kenyan men. The statistics show that 663 men underwent the procedure in 2018, and the number is growing. From January to June 2019 alone, 1,596 men had undergone vasectomy, a tremendous increase from 2018. According to the Ministry of Health, at least 500 men underwent vasectomy in 2022. Kakamega County leads in the number of men who have undergone vasectomy, followed by Nakuru and Tharaka Nithi counties respectively. Other counties in the top 10 include Nyamira, Uasin Gishu, Busia, Nairobi, Bungoma, Kwale and Siaya. The uptake of vasectomy in the country remains consistently low. This is due to the fact that there are several myths and misconceptions about the procedure. Many men feel that major family planning methods are to be administered to women.
I can't embrace it. I don't support it. Yes. Because I want to have as many children as possible. Yeah. Hata kama ni 20.
Mimi, according to my understanding, kwa sababu ni automatically castrated. Except kama ile ya mbuzi ama ya ng'ombe, of which mwanaume nadhania huwa anaweza salisha hata akiwa na miaka over 80. Sasa ukivinywa utakuwa wewe mwenyewe umekuwa useless. Na mwanaume kwa ufupi bila mbegu ana sababu duniani.
I'm against it because even biblically, actually godly wise, it's not supportive. Because the Bible says that go ye and multiply.
Remember Abraham alipewa hata miaka ngapi? So angefanyiwa hiyo operation, Isaac angetokea wapi? So unajua ingekuwa tunasalisha 10, 20 children, then we could say we can take such a route. But again, we are also asking, how safe is this hii procedure? Because it can be, and one way, then again, pia inaidu with afya.
I personally, Vincent Kipkorir, do embrace vasectomy na akili zangu timamu.
The world is changing. You have to accept the world, how the world is. If that thing can help you make the family complete and move forward from one level to another, why don't you use it? Why don't you accept it? And I tell you, the way the world is moving, people will be going for this vasectomy in numbers.
Despite the divergent views, male family planning methods and specifically vasectomy have been endorsed by the World Health Organization (WHO) as effective measures in checking population growth. Dr. Ochieng is an outspoken and determined champion of vasectomy as a family planning method. He hopes to see more men take charge of their reproductive health.
I know there's a lot of resistance from the society because men do not want their genitals to be discussed in public. They don't want their genitals to be handled by a stranger like a doctor, unless they are very sick, you know. So they are just being selfish, yeah. But in terms of safety, efficiency, affordability, I think vasectomy scores very highly. The population has come to something close to vasectomy they know is a castration. And this is something they see in animals, you know, the way they pound the scrotum of the bulls and the rams. So that is far from it. Others say, oh, you know, now if you trap the sperms, the scrotum will just swell and then it explodes. So it's crazy. Yeah, but those are just myths. They have no scientific basis.
Why do people have a problem with vasectomy and they don't talk about the ladies, you know, whether it's TL and what, they are okay. When it is vasectomy, it is an African.
Let people, even men, get out of their cultures, come out and even discuss about the vasectomy, discuss about family planning.
Actually, some of them say, "You knew umama." They call it umama. Vasectomy is not the only thing that will make you not have babies. You could not have undergone it, but still not getting babies. Okay.
People are curious, yeah. But most of the people trying to say this or that don't have an idea, have not gone through it, yeah. They are not even in a relationship, yeah. So we can't be dictated by such people.
You know, the society cannot feed your children. It's you to sweat to put food on the table. So this idea of just having more kids than we can be able to take care of, I think it's a mentality that we need to change.
He says men need to be open and comfortable talking about vasectomy instead of recoiling in horror at the idea.
Normally, in a seminar of vasectomy, when you face men, most of them are so shy. Most of them don't even ask questions. The horror becomes so silent. Silence is maintained all through the seminar. None even is ready to volunteer for vasectomy.
We have a WhatsApp group, it's called Control Takers, where we have men who have undergone vasectomy join in, and we embrace the newcomers, and we celebrate. And say somebody wants to go for vasectomy, we will escort them. We will go there and stand with them, yeah, and we'll be there to walk with them the journey. Sometimes it may be even the lady or their partner who has the more questions. We are there to answer.
That's why I'm ready to go even on media and talk about it, because I'm not afraid that they'll start talking. We need more men to come out and remove that stigma. And men, we've been told, and part maybe of being raised up, that vitu zako unajifungia wewe ni mwanaume, jikaze nazo, jifinyia hapo watu wasijue hiyo ni siri yako. Siri yako gani?
I have seen friends who have gotten into situationships and they get a child out there and they are not ready. The child was not planned for. And what they have gone through, yeah, and the rights of the children being taken to children's court.
And we've seen a lot of men now, what they're doing is they have seeds everywhere and they don't even take care of them. So your issue is to have seeds and just unasambaza. You should be a person who take care of your seed. When you give it out, you should follow it up and find out where it is. Not just that unataka tu kukuangana, I'm able to reproduce, but you don't even know where those kids are. Vasectomy is one of the ways of being responsible. Okay?
Vasectomy does not give you the permission to be promiscuous. You are not immune to HIV, you are not immune to gonorrhea or chlamydia, plus the other sexually transmitted infections.
The specialist, who conducts at least 3 to 4 surgeries monthly, says the society is gradually embracing the procedure.
The youngest I've done is 21 years, and the oldest I've done is 72 years. Yeah, but the majority are between 30 to 40. So between 30 to 40, these are guys who are married. They have either 1 or 2 kids, maximum 3. At 3, it's like an emergency. You really want, but most of the time you want 2. During counseling, you have to tell them that vasectomy is permanent and irreversible. We have started seeing guys, very young guys who 20s, who are not interested at all in having kids. So the international policy is for such guys who are not interested in having kids, you give them a period of 1 month to go think through it. Yeah. So after 1 month, you tell your doctor, I've consulted my parents, I've talked to guys, I handed to my pastor. I've decided now this is it. So you just do it. That's the international practice. You can't deny them.
The cost of a vasectomy in Kenya differs. It ranges from 25,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings in private clinics. However, Dr. Ochieng also partners with vasectomists from Non-Scalpel Vasectomy International to provide free sterilization. He says there is great need for the government to support male-friendly family planning programs to help debunk the myths surrounding the process.
A lot of health education is needed. Yeah, because now Kenya now is a middle-income country. Very soon will be high income. Yeah, with the new administration, if they are very serious, it can be high income. Because this idea of just putting a lot of pressure on women, that they are the ones who are supposed to do family planning, and the men just relax. This is a very archaic, very traditional kind of mentality. Yeah, that needs to change. Yeah.
However, there are fewer than 10 specialists in the country who can conduct the surgery.
If you go to most of our universities, the training really focuses on women. And they focus on doing things like tubal ligation for women, which is much more complex than a vasectomy. Like you find a guy who does maybe 1 or 2 vasectomies in a year. Yeah. So it's just a change of mindset. You know, we need to train more people because it's simple, something simple. Even clinical officers can be trained to perform the procedure.
For the men who have successfully undergone this form of sterilization, the experience was transformative.
Men need to man up. So the thing is, it's your life. It's your life. And what happens when you get those kids or that were not planned for, it's you who will take care of them.
Fear can make you not do a lot of things or make you do a lot of things. Go research about it. Get details about it. Be educated about it. Get the knowledge. Then that will give you freedom to actually make those decisions. 3, talk to people, men like us who've gone. If you want to call, get the number, call, find out, and then we'll give you the information.
Dr. Ochieng and the few like him are not giving up. They hope that Kenyan men will take up the challenge to ensure family planning is not just a women's affair. They want the government and other stakeholders to ensure there are adequate numbers of well-trained providers to offer this growing method of planning families. Rose Wangui, NTV.